Oh, yikes. iPhones are banned in China. Ish? It's not good. It's not good, but it's also not the worst.
Get daily tech news in a way that doesn't suck. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Front Page Tech. Of course, show that gives you all latest tech news from one geek that is me to another that is you. Happy freaking Monday. I have had too much caffeine and I am talking too fast. Slow it down. Listen, we hope you had a great weekend. Before we jump into the actual news of the day, I just want to send out a personal message to The Verge. What the fuck? So yesterday in an episode of Pew News, obviously PewDiePie, he gave a bunch of different channel shoutouts. I thought that was really cool of him. And of course, not far behind is an article from The Verge that says PewDiePie gives shout out to hateful anti-Semitic YouTube channel. For those of you who would read that headline and be curious, I encourage you, go ahead, look it up yourself, do your own research, and do not just go off of these fucking headlines from fucking Vox. The Verge, I stand by my tweet from earlier. Verge, you bunch of idiots. All right, lots of news to talk about today. Story numero uno. Speaking of idiots, Samsung. Sammy. I'm looking at you. Out of nowhere, Samsung and I don't know. I don't know if I can do this. Samsung announced that they were partnering with Supreme. But what actually happened was Samsung got trolled. Hard. So the company that they thought they were working with was not actually Supreme, and in fact was just a ripoff. Literally, not the real company. Because of legal loopholes in Italy, the company that Samsung is actually collaborating with is just a fake Supreme company that rips off Supreme products and sells them. Okay, so to clarify, the real Supreme brand is based in New York City. This Supreme brand thing is a ripoff that is in Italy, properly known as Supreme Italia. Oh, Christ. I mean, what do you even say? What? Oh, Sammy, you fucking... I'm ashamed. Hey, remember how we told you that Google Plus was shutting down? Yeah, that's still happening, but it's happening earlier than expected because another thing happened. How much earlier, you ask? Well, that would be 4 months earlier than expected. Now it is shutting down, closing in April. Why? Because of another data leak. Come on, Google. So when we initially reported that they were shutting Google Plus down, we told you it was because of a data leak. And instead of dealing with that, they're just shutting it down. Well, now there was a new vulnerability that impacted 52.5 million users. They had their profile information like name, email address, occupation, age, all of that exposed to developers through vulnerability and API access. So now, instead of shutting down Google Plus in August, they're going to shut it down in April. What? In fact, in a statement, Google said, with the discovery of this new bug, we have decided to expedite the shutdown of all Google Plus APIs. Wow, you think? Good job. I love this. To me, this is the equivalent to having a house and you left your doors unlocked. The doors were unlocked to the house, Google, and somebody came in. Burglars just walked in because your doors were unlocked, and you were like, what? How did that? That's crazy. And instead of putting on new locks, or at least just locking the door, you just fucking burned the house down and moved away. You can't burn your problems away, Google. How many services do you have to shut down before you realize your problems go with you? You fucking... Yeah. All right, so speaking of Google's problems, it's time for them to give us money. This is the segment of the show where we show you a mid-roll ad. We like to call it money time because you watch an ad, we get money, and that's how that works. So you're about to see a mid-roll ad unless you have YouTube Premium on or an ad blocker. Here's the ad. And if you didn't see an ad, we have to figure out a thing. We got to put something else there for the people that don't see an ad. So you either see an ad or you don't see an ad. We need something cute there. Something. Let's do it again. I'm going to put another ad here and we're just going to try an experiment. Definitely not for extra money. Just want to try something. Here you go. Did you see the cute thing? You're seeing right through my ruse, aren't you? You see what I'm doing. Okay. All right, now let's talk about the Samsung Galaxy S10. We've been talking about it. It is hardcore Samsung season right now. Lots of leaks happening. We got another look at a prototype for the Galaxy S10, and it is not what we wanted. So this image was first posted on Facebook, but then made its way to Slash Leaks, and that's sort of where everyone's seeing it. This is a phone that is labeled Beyond 2, and it features a dual selfie camera in the right corner of the display. If you haven't caught on, this is not the Infinity O display that we've been looking at in the leaks or hoping for. I don't know if we've been hoping for it, but it's still not that. Instead, what we're looking at here has a pretty significant top bezel. But the most notable thing is that notch that's in the right corner. This looks a lot like what we saw at that Qualcomm Snapdragon Summit last week. This image, this prototype that was just floating around, and we're like, oh, well, that's crazy. That looks bad. However, children, fear not. Do not freak out. Put your peonies back in your pants. You might remember that months ago, literally months ago on this show, we told you that there are going to be multiple variations of the Galaxy S10. And by multiple, I mean 4 different designs for the S10. Some will have a dual lens camera system on the front. There's even going to be one that is a flat panel, like a flat display panel. And even though the phone in this photo that leaked today is labeled Beyond 2, I'm gonna go out and say no, that's not the Beyond 2. The phone that we're looking at here, if it is legit, is most likely the 5G model that we've been hearing about that's coming out through Verizon, I believe, in the first half of 2019. So I'm just gonna come out and say that this is not the design that we've been hoping for with the Galaxy S10. This is not the big exciting thing that we're expecting to get. This is the 5G model that won't be as mainstream. But listen, my God, I am not a fan of that notch in the top corner. Why though? Just why? Samsung. There's so many other options. I know, I'm just a Samsung hater, John. You just hate innovation. You hate the future going forward. Hey, f you in your face. Huh? I'm not a Samsung hater. That looks bad. All right, I'm not a hater. I'm just telling the truth. You're a hater of me. You hate me. All right, and I see it, and it affects me on a daily basis. I'm not strong enough. All right, I'm not a Samsung hater. You're a Jern hater. Hey, do you remember episodes like this? We've been talking about this for a bit, where Qualcomm is after Apple. They want iPhones banned. Damn it. Well, it appears that Qualcomm may have just gotten their wish. Ish. They got their wish-ish. So Qualcomm actually just landed a legal court injunction that bans Apple from importing older iPhones in China. Now, a lot of articles, a lot of the headlines read that iPhones are banned now in China. That's not the case. What is actually happening here is the Chinese court, because of this injunction, would ban the sale and import of many of Apple's recent iPhone models in China. So iPhone 6S, 6S Plus, 7, 7 Plus, 8, 8 Plus, and 10. And listen, as far as I'm concerned, Apple deserves this. It's about time. This has been a dick measuring contest for Apple for a while. Not just with Qualcomm. They do this to a lot of companies. They really start to blur the lines of almost infringing on patents, and they use their weight, they throw their Apple weight around and think that they can just get away with everything, and this is an instance of, well, no. Either way, Apple's not in crazy trouble. This is not as bad as it sounds. It's not good, but it's not as bad as it sounds. I mean, even Apple knows that. Within iOS 12, as long as you got that installed, it pretty much avoids that whole conflict with the patent. Apple also wanted to mention that, don't worry, they are still selling devices in China. So effectively, in this instance in particular, the court ruled that Apple is actually violating software patents that are held by Qualcomm, that are super related to the resizing of images, managing applications. So Apple could just tweak some stuff and be fine. In a statement from Apple, they said, Qualcomm's effort to ban our products is another desperate move by a company whose illegal practices are under investigation by regulators around the world. And technically they are not wrong, but that also doesn't mean Apple's completely in the right here, so we need to remember that. So even though some of the headlines are making it seem real bad, it's not the worst thing ever. It'll be fine. Literally in a week, we won't even remember this. Though Apple's not having a great time right now. It's a little bit of a rocky road, which a couple weeks ago in an episode, I told you that was going to happen. Like, Apple's stock price was very rocky, and I thought that the next couple weeks were going to be rough for them. This does not help that situation. Apple, you got to be careful there, buddies. You got to be careful. Rocky roads right now. And that's the show. Hopefully you liked it. You learned something. If you did, hit that like button. If you hate my stupid face, hit the dislike button. If you're new here, subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow.